Hey everyone, my name is Salmon and I'm here today with Ryan, Justin, Vincent, and Karina, and we are here to present Module 5. The topics we will be going over are the 7 Ps, elevator pitches, the 10 magic slides, the business plan, the executive summary, and lastly, BOND, also known as back of a napkin diagram theory. The 7 Ps are widely known concepts used by investors when reviewing a business plan or hearing an elevator pitch. I'm going to list the 7 Ps accordingly from the most important to the least important. The first P is people. Investors want to know, who are the people behind this venture? Can they successfully build a company? The second P is pain. Is the company solving the pain that the consumers are facing currently? The bigger the pain the company is solving, the better. The third P is product. Is the product or service 10 times better, 10 times faster, or 10 times cheaper than what is currently available? The fourth P is placement. Is the cumulative annual growth rate of the industry greater than 25%? The fifth P is plan. The plan doesn't have to be right. Is it at least reasonable? The sixth P is pitch. Is the pitch clear, confident, and lastly, the seventh P is proposal. Is the reward worth the risk? Jeff Bezos, founder and CEO of Amazon, has used several of P's in his lifelong career. He has definitely taken advantage of pain as he has solved that pain that consumers were facing. People have become lazier by the second, not to mention busier, so that leaves no time to physically go to a store to buy things. However, the business tycoon himself solved that problem by creating the e-commerce giant Amazon and making everyone's life easier through online shopping. This is his way of eliminating the pain while generating billions of dollars in revenue through Amazon.
In this section, I will be speaking about elevator pitches. So, what is an elevator pitch? Think of it as you are in an elevator with a potential investor and you have only 2 minutes, which is the amount of time that takes you from the ground floor to the top floor, and you have to present your idea clearly in that short time period. So, the 7 components that we need to know about an elevator pitch are the following. The first and the most important component is defining the problem. You have to try and distill your customer's problem down to its simplest form. The second component is to describe your solution. A common business mistake is to propose a solution when a problem does not actually exist. You should be able to describe the solution very clearly. Make sure to start with one actual problem and provide one solid solution. You have to know your target market. Talk about the market segments you are targeting, how many people are in each segment, and the total amount they currently spend. The next thing that is important is describing the competition. You have to show the investor your unique solution compared to your competitors. And what's your competitive advantage that will let customers to choose your product or service over other alternatives. Don't forget to share who's on your team. It is important to highlight why you and your team are the right team for this project. You have to include a financial summary. Put together a sales forecast and expense budget. Ensure you can build a profitable company based on your assumptions. A detailed forecast is not necessarily required. What's more important is that you understand your business model. In the final component, you have to show traction with milestones. Here you will try to talk briefly about your coming goals and when you will try to achieve them. This section of the pitch illustrates how well you have thought through the detailed steps it's going to take to open your business and start making money. Jim Bosley, the co-founder and former CEO of BlackBerry, is associated with an elevator pitch. He is an entrepreneur, championed the development of the short mission of BlackBerry, which is to be a leader in providing end-to-end mobility solutions.
The Magic 10 Slides. In the Magic 10 Slides, there is a rule that all the presenters must follow, the 10-20-30 rules. During the presentation, there should be no more than 10 slides in the PowerPoint, and the speakers should talk no longer than 20 minutes. And also, inside the PowerPoint, that should have a font at least 30. So, what do the 10 slides include? In the first slide, it should be the cover page, which should include the basic information and pictures about the company. In the second slide, the presenter should talk about the customer needs and issues as opportunity. After that, in the first slide, it should illustrate how the products and the service works. In slides 4 and 5, it is about the detail of the products and the competitors in the market. To the entry and growth strategy about the company, it should be included in slide 6. Then in slide 7, we should do an overview of the business model of the company. In slide 8, it is about the team description, which introduces the team members to the audience. After that, the presenter should explain the current issues and timeline about the company in slide 9. And finally, in the final slide, it should be a summary about the presentation. One entrepreneurial example for Magic 10 Slides is Steve Jobs. He is the founder and CEO of Apple, and he is also a very good leader and well presenter. In every of Apple annual presentation, Steve Jobs always followed the rule of the 10 magic slides, which he would only use simple pictures and words to explain his products.
Here we will discuss the business plan in its various sections, presented in a typical order. It is important to note that this process is iterative and may be completed in any order. The cover should include the following details: the company name, tagline, contact person, address, phone, fax, email, date, disclaimer, and copy number. The executive summary will be discussed in greater detail in the following section. Table of contents should provide a roadmap of the plan. It should include major sections, subsections, exhibits, and appendices. An industry analysis provides context for the story. Outline the current size and cumulative annual growth rate of the industry, the type of market, and any trends shaping its future. A customer analysis will examine the target customer in detail, create and describe an accurate customer profile. A competition analysis should begin with a competitive profile matrix. Identify the 3 types of competitors: direct competition, indirect competition, and status quo competition. The company and product description will introduce basic details of the company such as name, location incorporated, overview of the concept, and achievements to date. Communicate the product, its differentiating features, and describe the market entry and growth strategies. The marketing plan details many related strategies, such as the target market strategy, product strategy, a pricing strategy, a distribution strategy, sales strategy, including sales and marketing forecasts, and a marketing communication strategy, such as when John Sleeman embraced his family's bootlegging past and leveraged it with a very successful ad campaign. The operations plan should describe how operations add value for the customer and detail the production cycle. It should also contain an operating strategy, scope of the operations, production process, and ongoing operations. A development plan will detail the development strategy, what work remains and what risks to development does the firm face. Development timeline is a schedule used to highlight milestones and monitor progress, often displayed as a Gantt chart. The team should be introduced. Identify the key members, their titles, their qualifications, and the value they bring. Like when Sergey Brin and Larry Page named Eric Schmidt as CEO of Google because of his managerial expertise and successful experience in the tech industry. Outline the talent triangle and describe members of any advisory boards, board of directors, or strategic or external partnerships. Create a table listing key team members by role, compensation, and ownership equity. Identify any potential critical risks and state a contingency plan to mitigate them, such as risk to market interest, growth potential, competitor action and retaliation, and time and cost of development. The offering sections should describe how much capital is required and the types of financing. Detail how the money will be spent. The financial plan displays key pro forma financials, namely the income statement, statement of cash flows, and balance sheet. And finally, the appendices will include anything that may add further validation, like resumes, articles, technical specifications, or testimonials.
The executive summary serves to provide the key facts for each section of the business plan. It is viewed as the most important section of the business plan and should be characterized as being brief and attention-grabbing. It should begin with a hook sentence that serves to describe the opportunity and why that opportunity is so great. After that, it should include key facts regarding the following: description of opportunity, business concept, industry overview, target market, competitive advantage, business model and economics, team and offering, and financial snapshot. For an effective executive summary, it should only be written after one truly understands the entirety of the business and has worked through the other sections. As well, it is extremely important that the reader's attention is grabbed. If the summary fails to do so, it runs the risk of the reader ignoring the rest of the business plan. To reference an entrepreneur, Reed Hastings, co-CEO and co-founder of Netflix, has had the necessary experience required for him to develop Netflix to where it is today. He has had experience in a leadership capacity in a past venture. He also started Netflix after he was charged a late fee on a rented VHS and thought that these fees should not exist. He later turned this revelation into what we all know and enjoy to be Netflix. All in all, Hastings certainly had a solid general idea of the business landscape and had a vision going into his eventual multi-billion-dollar venture. This can relate to the purpose of the executive summary and how it serves to give a general understanding before the context ahead.
What if there was a way to quickly look at problems, understand them, and rapidly convey to others what we've discovered? Well, there is, and it is called BOND. BOND, also known as the back of a napkin diagram theory, is visually explaining a business idea on a sheet of paper without fine detail. The name itself comes from the notion of being able to explain the business idea's key concepts on a napkin quickly and easily through the views of pictures. Not to mention, it has nothing to do with your artistic abilities. If you can draw a box, a couple of arrows, and stick figures, you're good to go. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you learned something today. Have a great rest of the semester, everyone.